Welcome to Pod Me If You Can, I'm David Farrell. Today on the show, we're discussing the film Double Whammy with Liz Hurley and Denis Leary and Steve Buscemi.
Pod Me If You Can, movie reviews.
A police detective named Ray Pluto, Denis Leary, fails to stop a shooter in a fast food restaurant when his back seizes up. His partner, played by Steve Buscemi, convinces him to go and see a chiropractor named Dr. Ann Beamer, Elizabeth Hurley. The two start a relationship, and when Detective Pluto's building super, played by Louis Guzman, is stabbed, he has a chance at redemption. So first of all, the film Double Whammy isn't really a comedy, and it isn't really a drama. The back of the box actually suggests that it's a dark, sexy comedy, which I'm not sure it is either. The film feels like a bunch of loose threads. There's a Tarantino vibe here that I think the director is going for, and there are multiple smaller storylines going on at once. The problem is the dialogue. Whereas in Tarantino's films it seems fresh and original, here, in 2001 this film was released, it seems tired and dated. It also feels incredibly random. Like there's a conversation about how girls can say, "Let's go, guys," and refer to themselves as guys, but there's no outlet for guys to say, "Let's go, girls," referring to themselves as girls. Elizabeth Hurley's only in about 4 scenes, and she's not really vital to the plot. However, she does do a lot to promote chiropractic health, and does a lot to show people should take care of their backs. I certainly thought Liz Hurley's sex appeal is the reason that this has a DVD release at all. Denis Leary is fairly average here. It's a forgettable role. He doesn't do anything to kind of rise above what I've seen him in before. It's actually very much the same. And on this YouTube channel, I'll leave a link in the description, we've actually covered the other Denis Leary and Elizabeth Hurley film called Dawg. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description. One of my favourite of the minor characters was played by Donald Faison. He and his writing partner are trying to crack a realistic screenplay where pretty much they have to act out every scene of their movie. They're trying to make the most realistic film possible, and they continually get ahead of themselves, talking about what they're going to do at the Cannes Film Festival when they win, and who's going to walk up to the stage first. I really enjoyed their banter, but it felt like a completely different film. There's a part where Denis Leary's detective is sent home after the whole incident at the beginning, where multiple people die. And he starts smoking crack and watching exercise videos, which doesn't really pay off, and he does it more than once in the film. It just feels like it doesn't feed into the narrative at all, and it would have been good if it did, but it just feels like filler. Louis Guzman's part in the film is as the building super, and what's one of the major narrative points of this film is that his daughter wants to get a tattoo. Now, she wants to get a tattoo, he won't let her, so she pays 2 guys to kill her father. There's no real comeuppance for this, and it's not clear whether or not anybody knows about it at the end of the film, but she is very remorseful and full of tears. If anything, they kind of let her get away with it, if Denis Leary's character has put it together. It's unclear. All of the attempted hits, though, are very unrealistic. Most of this film is, and it's crazy that they take more than one attempt to try and get him, that Denis Leary is present for one of the attempts and also unable to catch these guys after the fact. Chris Noth plays just kind of a jerk around the station. It's a very minor role, but he dresses up for it. I felt the film played homosexuality for laughs, and perhaps there was a homophobic vibe to the film that was very off-putting and felt insensitive. Doesn't hold up in this kind of day and age. One of the annoying things they didn't really tie up was the fact that Denis Leary's character has a wife and daughter who've passed away. And they died in an accident. He feels like he could have stopped it. He has one dream sequence where he considers his deceased wife and child. But I don't know, it feels like an afterthought. It doesn't feel like he's grieving the whole movie, and then at that point he dismisses Elizabeth Hurley's character because he's not ready for this, even though he's already slept with her. And the whole thing felt like they were going for a deeper emotional thing that didn't really land. Either he needed to be conflicted about it the entire time, or over it and ready to move on, He shouldn't have wanted to share that part of his life with a new lover, and that should have been something sacred to him, but neither are the case, and it doesn't land at all. Because it's not quite a comedy or a drama, it lands in this weird middle ground that makes it forgettable. I like to imagine that it's a full-on comedy, or that it should have been, and when he has his back problems, there seems to be kind of like room for it to be about premature ejaculation. So that would have been really funny too. Take a look at this acting and tell me that it doesn't look like he's just prematurely ejaculated.
Oh my God.
Jesus, Ray.
Okay, yeah.
You okay?
Yep.
So there's a lot of room for memes coming out of this film. Tom DeCillo, who's the writer-director, has some other films that people seem to love. Living in Oblivion is one that you should probably watch before this. And, there's a lot of films you should watch before this, really. I felt like stopping the DVD multiple times, and it was actually quite a persistent kind of effort to get to the end of just a 90-minute film. So it's a bit of a waste of time, and unfortunately, another miss for Denis Leary and Liz Hurley.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Check out our podcast at www.podmeifyoucan.com.